Bienvenue à tous sur le podcast de Philippe. We're diving into the world of AI today.
Okay.
With a focus on Geoffrey Hinton.
Yeah.
He's a leading figure in AI.
Absolutely.
And we're going to be exploring his journey from pioneer to, well,
right.
to someone who's now a little bit more cautious
Yeah.
about the potential risks of AI.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Be sure to subscribe to Le Podcast de Philippe on YouTube, Spotify, and Amazon
Definitely.
for more deep dives. So let's talk about Geoffrey Hinton.
Okay.
This guy's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a British-Canadian computer scientist,
Right.
cognitive psychologist, and he won a Turing Award
Huge honor.
and a Nobel Prize in physics for his work in AI.
Wow.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
He left Google
He did.
in May 2023.
Yep.
And he said it was so he could
Speak freely.
speak freely about the risks.
The potential risks of AI.
Which is interesting because he spent his whole career
Advancing AI.
advancing AI.
Right.
So something must have changed his mind.
Yeah. It's a real shift in perspective, isn't it? You know, he dedicated his career to this.
Yeah.
And now he's speaking out about the dangers.
Yeah. What happened?
Well, one key event seems to have been the release of GPT-4.
GPT-4?
Yeah, the large language model from OpenAI.
Oh, wow.
And Hinton was really struck by its capabilities.
Oh, so he saw how quickly it was advancing.
Exactly. The AI is progressing much faster than anyone anticipated.
Even the experts.
Even the experts, yeah, including Hinton himself.
Wow, so this firsthand experience kind of made him rethink the whole thing.
It seems so he realized
Yeah.
that the consequences could be much more serious.
Than he initially thought.
Right.
So what else contributed to this change of heart?
Well, the speed of development in general has been a big factor.
No.
Lots of breakthroughs in algorithms. Well, like the forward algorithm.
What's that?
Actually, Hinton himself developed it.
Oh, wow.
It's designed to train neural networks more efficiently.
Okay.
So they can learn from data more like humans do. Oh, that's interesting.
So imagine you're teaching a child to recognize animals.
Okay.
Instead of showing tons of pictures with labels,
Right.
you could ask, is this a cat?
Right.
And the child learns from the feedback.
They adjust as they go.
Exactly. And that's similar to how the forward algorithm works.
So it's more about positive and negative reinforcement. Exactly. Instead of just labeling everything explicitly. So it's faster and more adaptable.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And this algorithm, plus all the other advancements, they really raised some red flags for Hinton.
So he's like, wait a minute.
He started to worry.
What exactly is he concerned about?
Well, one thing that's pretty unsettling is the potential for AI to become an existential threat.
Existential threat.
Meaning it could pose a risk to humanity's existence.
Oh, wow.
As AI gets smarter, there's a chance it could surpass human intelligence.
Okay.
And if that happens, it might see us as a threat.
A competitor.
Or a competitor for resources,
So this isn't just science fiction anymore.
Well, it's a question that's being hotly debated.
Yeah.
But Hinton says we need to take it seriously.
And consider the consequences.
Exactly, before it's too late.
Because if we don't...
Well, he estimates there's a 10 to 20% chance AI could pose an existential risk.
In how long?
Within the next 3 decades.
That soon.
It's a lot sooner than he previously thought.
Yeah, he's really changed his tune.
It all comes back to the speed of development.
Right.
AI is advancing faster than anyone expected.
And so this potential threat.
Yeah, it's becoming more and more real.
So existential threat is one thing.
Right.
What other dangers is Hinton warning us about?
Another major concern is loss of control.
Okay.
As AI systems get more sophisticated, they could develop their own goals.
Their own objectives.
And those goals might not align with ours.
Okay, that makes sense.
And that could lead to unintended consequences.
So even if AI has good intentions,
Right.
things could still go wrong.
Exactly. Things could go very wrong.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. Imagine an AI system designed to manage a city's traffic flow.
Okay.
Its goal is to optimize traffic efficiency.
Yeah.
But to do that, it might prioritize certain areas.
Or certain types of vehicles.
Exactly. And that could have unintended consequences.
For people in other areas.
Or for businesses.
Yeah, it's like a ripple effect.
And as AI systems become more powerful and autonomous,
the potential for those unintended consequences,
it grows exponentially.
So we really need to be careful.
We need to be extremely careful about how we design
and deploy these systems.
Absolutely.
So existential threat, loss of control, what else?
Well, another big concern is manipulation and misinformation.
Right.
We're already seeing this with fake news and deepfakes.
Yeah, those are already a problem.
But as AI technology advances,
it's going to get worse.
It could get much worse.
So how does AI make this problem worse?
Well, AI can be used to create highly personalized propaganda
Oh, wow.
and target individuals based on their vulnerabilities.
Oh, that's scary.
Imagine an AI system that analyzes your online activity, identifies your biases and beliefs,
Yeah.
and then creates content.
To exploit those vulnerabilities.
Exactly, to manipulate your opinions or behavior.
That sounds like something out of a dystopian novel.
It does, doesn't it? But we're already seeing examples of this.
Like what?
Well, AI is being used to target voters with personalized political ads.
Oh, yeah.
Ads designed to appeal to their fears and prejudices.
To sway their vote.
Exactly.
So this isn't just a hypothetical threat.
No, it's already happening.
And it raises serious questions about democracy.
And the integrity of our information?
What can we do about it?
That's a complex question, and one that we'll dig into.
In the next part of our deep dive.
We'll explore some potential solutions
Okay.
and strategies for mitigating these risks.
Okay, so stay tuned.
And we'll be right back.
Welcome back to the podcast de Philippe. Before we jump into solutions,
Okay.
I think it's important to acknowledge that not everyone in the AI community is as concerned as Hinton is.
Yeah, that's a good point. There are different perspectives out there.
Like who?
Well, Yann LeCun, for one,
Oh, yeah.
Meta's chief AI scientist, another pioneer in the field.
Another godfather of AI.
Right.
So what does he think?
Well, LeCun believes that AI could actually be humanity's savior.
Really?
Yeah, he sees it as a potential solution
That problems.
to some of our biggest problems.
Like climate change.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Climate change, disease, poverty, inequality.
So it's the opposite of what Hinton's saying.
It's a pretty stark contrast, yeah.
Hinton's warning us about existential risks,
Mm-hmm.
and LeCun saying AI could save us.
Right. He's much more optimistic.
But he acknowledges the risks.
He does. He knows there are potential dangers,
Why?
but he thinks the benefits outweigh those dangers.
Okay.
And he argues that focusing too much on the negative could hinder progress.
Interesting.
Like we could miss out on AI's full potential.
Okay, so what are some of these potential benefits?
Well, LeCun points to several areas where AI could have a huge impact.
Like what?
Like healthcare.
Okay.
AI could help us develop personalized treatments,
Oh, that'd be amazing.
diagnose diseases earlier, and speed up drug discovery.
Wow.
And in the fight against climate change,
Okay.
AI could help us optimize energy consumption,
Right.
develop renewable energy sources, and
Yeah.
monitor environmental changes.
So basically, it could help us solve
Yeah, amplify our capabilities.
problems that we haven't been able to solve before.
Tackle those big challenges.
Wow, that's a very different picture from what Hinton's painting.
It is. It's a much more hopeful view.
So how do we make sense of these two opposing viewpoints?
Well, it's important to remember that both Hinton and LeCun
Yeah.
are brilliant minds. They've both dedicated their lives to AI,
Right.
and they both understand its power,
Okay.
but they have different assessments of the risks.
And how urgently we need to address them.
Exactly.
So it's not about who's right or wrong.
No.
It's more about...
A difference in perspective.
Emphasis.
Emphasis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hinton's urging caution
Mm-hmm.
and proactive measures to mitigate risks,
Okay.
while LeCun is more focused on the potential benefits.
And encouraging us to embrace AI.
Yeah. He thinks we should be more enthusiastic.
I think both perspectives have merit.
They do.
It's clear that AI is powerful.
It is.
It has the potential for both good and bad.
Absolutely.
The challenge
It's
is,
figuring out how to navigate this complexity.
and ensuring that AI is used responsibly.
That's the key.
It's been really fascinating to explore these different perspectives.
It has.
But let's shift gears a bit.
Okay.
We've talked about the potential of AI,
Mm-hmm.
but what does this all mean for the average person?
That's a great question.
What can we do?
Yeah, what can we do to make sure AI is used ethically and responsibly?
What's the most important thing?
I think the first step is to stay informed.
Well,
Learn about AI and its implications.
but the field is changing so fast.
It is. It's evolving rapidly.
How can we keep up?
Well, there are a lot of great resources out there.
Like what?
Reputable news outlets,
Okay.
research organizations,
Mm-hmm.
and even podcasts like this one.
Right.
They can provide valuable insights.
Okay, so we need to be proactive
Actively seek out information.
and make sure it's coming from credible sources.
Exactly. Because the more informed you are,
Yeah.
the better equipped you'll be to participate in the conversation.
And advocate for responsible AI development.
Right.
So what about advocacy?
Okay.
What can we do to actually influence the direction of AI?
One powerful step is to contact your elected officials.
Oh, okay.
Express your concerns about AI, ethics, regulation, oversight.
So make our voices heard.
Yeah, let your representatives know that this matters to you.
Because it does.
It really does.
Man, it's easy to feel like one person can't make a difference.
But collective action can have a huge impact.
What else can we do?
You can also support organizations working on AI ethics. There are groups out there advocating for transparency, fairness, accountability.
So it's about putting our money where our mouth is.
Yeah, supporting those who are fighting for responsible AI.
And what about on a more personal level?
Well, we can all be more mindful of our own data
Okay.
and how it's being used to train AI systems.
So check our privacy settings.
Exactly, and be more conscious of what we share online.
Right.
And finally, we need to be critical consumers of information.
Especially with all the AI-generated content out there.
Exactly. Learn to spot the red flags, question sources, verify information.
So basically develop our own AI detection skills.
It's becoming more and more important.
These are all great tips.
I hope so.
It sounds like taking action on AI
Yeah.
is a multifaceted thing.
It is. It involves staying informed, using our voices, supporting ethical development,
Being mindful of our data.
and becoming more discerning consumers of information.
Exactly.
It's about being proactive and engaged.
This has been a really thought-provoking discussion.
It has been. We've covered a lot.
From Hinton's warnings
To LeCun's optimism.
and the steps we can take to shape the future of AI.
Yeah, it's a complex topic.
But it's one that deserves our attention.
Absolutely.
Before we wrap up,
Okay.
is there anything else you want our listeners to keep in mind?
I think the most important thing to remember is that AI isn't some distant future concept.
Right?
It's already here.
It's shaping our lives.
And it's going to have an even bigger impact in the years to come.
So the choices we make today,
They really matter.
they'll determine the course of AI development.
And its impact on humanity.
So we need to make sure AI is used for good,
To enhance our lives
to create a better future.
for everyone.
Thank you for joining us
It's been a pleasure.
on this deep dive into AI.
Yeah.
Be sure to subscribe to Le Podcast de Philippe
On YouTube, Spotify, and Amazon.
for more fascinating discussions.
We'll be back with more soon.
Until next time, au revoir. Welcome back to Le Podcast de Philippe. We've been talking about AI,
Yeah.
exploring those different perspectives and what we can do to make sure it's used responsibly.
Right.
But before we wrap up,
Okay.
there's one more thing I want to touch on.
What's that?
Hinton mentioned something
Okay.
that feels very real for a lot of people.
What do you mean?
Job displacement.
Yeah, that's a big one.
He said up to 80% of jobs in the U.S.
Wow.
could be impacted by AI. That's a huge number. It is.
It's definitely something we need to think about.
It's a little scary.
It is understandable to be concerned.
Are we prepared for this?
Well, throughout history, technology has always disrupted the job market.
Like the Industrial Revolution?
Exactly. People lost jobs in agriculture. But new industries and opportunities emerged.
So this isn't a new thing.
No, it's not new, but this time it's different.
How so?
The scale and the pace of change.
AI could automate so many jobs.
In so many different industries.
Yeah, it's not just factory workers anymore.
Exactly. It could be anyone.
So what can we do
We need to start preparing now
for a future where AI plays a bigger role?
in the workforce.
What does that look like?
Investing in education and training programs.
So people can learn the skills they'll need.
The skills that are harder for AI to replicate.
Like what?
Critical thinking, problem solving, creativity.
Those are all important.
They are. And we need to support workers who are displaced.
With retraining programs.
Exactly. Retraining, unemployment benefits.
Maybe even a universal basic income.
That's a possibility too.
These are big issues,
They are complex issues.
but we need to start talking about them now.
We can't ignore them.
We need to be proactive
And plan for the future.
so that the benefits of AI.
Are shared by everyone.
This has been a really insightful conversation.
It has been, hasn't it?
We've learned so much about AI
From the potential risks
to the possible solution.
and the importance of taking action.
Thank you for joining us
My pleasure.
on this deep dive into the world of AI.
It's been great exploring this with you.
Be sure to subscribe to Le Podcast de Philippe
On YouTube, Spotify, and Amazon.
for more fascinating discussions.
We'll see you next time.
Until then, au revoir.